How's she going, my son, and welcome back to Undertale. The game has been patched, but not the patch. There were some issues with Steam. Something to do with the Steam beta that wouldn't work, so Toby has been hard at work, and I would like to thank him to make sure it does work again. Put the mouse out of the way. Here we go. Now, I'm not gonna put it past him to have slipped something in here, but I'm not gonna fine-tooth comb the entire game when I don't really have a strong inkling of there being anything else. So I'm just going to meander over to Office's lab and get to the True Lab, because that's our next step in the True Passives playthrough, and mess around with the amalgamates. Now you're probably wondering why I'm walking the long way. I'm testing something. I want to see if I can still get random encounters. I'm under the impression that I can't. Something to do with getting the letter makes the encounters turn off, like the letter from Undyne, because that means you're on the Passives playthrough, and they don't want to give you a chance to mess it up. Because this is technically only supposed to be accessible if you didn't mess up anything. So they like literally don't give you a chance to screw up anything else anymore. Because it's kind of interesting. When you get to the end of the True Passives, or you get to the part of the game that's the True Passives part, you basically lose control of choice. Because at this point, you can't really change anything. If anything, this is a very long, interactive ending. More than anything. I mean, sure, you still learn stuff, and you still... I mean, there is still a failure state, because the amalgamates can still kill you. And they're still challenging the fact that you have to beat them, but it's... Oh yeah, I forgot you were a thing. But it's otherwise exactly the same every time, pretty much. Which is a little annoying for a playthrough like this, but I've got a couple things I could screw around with, see if we can figure it out. Bah! Today's monsters don't appreciate what makes puzzles great. Nowadays, puzzles are nothing but lasers and moving rocks. Bah! There's no art in that actiony, mindless schlock. It's just timing-based drivel. Give me something that challenges the deepest recesses of my mind. You're young. You've still got hope. Here, try solving this block-pushing puzzle. So, what are you waiting for? For this to make any sort of sense, you old fart. Because I can't touch this from any angle. Well, I don't know. Let me try something. No. No, does not look like I can do anything. Damn. What? What are you doing? You're pushing it all wrong. Bah! Forget it. This generation really is hopeless. Whatever, you cantankerous old fart. Alright, so we're back in Hotland. First few screens of which look like absolute hell. But it gets a little more accommodating as you move along. Also, Mettaton should be upstairs since he's been damaged. Although technically he shouldn't be up here. I didn't blow off his limbs at all in this playthrough. Looks like Mettaton is undergoing repairs. Well, this makes me wonder. Is that like his abdominal section where the heart is? Or is that more like on his waist as a buckle? Like I'm inclined to think it's more like his abdominals is the entirety of that container, because like his legs and his arms are just gone, and presumably his waist is gone too, or I don't know. It seems to be like that. Also, there's something funny you can do in here if I do this right. Okay, go like this. Open the menu. No. How do I get it to work then? I have to get the phone call. there's supposed to be a way to make it so that you can get the phone call to, like, the text to keep going off screen, or you to keep going off screen, but the text stays where it is, as if the phone was still in the spot where you called her and you, like, can't hear her because you're moving away from it. Oh well. It's a note from Alphys. Read it? Do not. Oh, no reaction. It's hard to read because of the handwriting, but you try your best. Hey, thanks for your help back there. You guys, your support really means a lot to me, but as difficult as it is to say this, you guys alone can't magically make my own problems go away. I want to be a better person. I don't want to be afraid anymore. And for that to happen, I have to be able to face my own mistakes. I'm going to start doing that now. I want to be clear. This isn't anyone else's problem but mine. But if you don't ever hear from me again, if you want to know the truth, enter the door to the north of this note. You all at least deserve to know what I did. That's all she wrote. No response. Uh-oh. Ah, panic! Panic! Flail about randomly! No! No! I imagine I'm not gonna be able to get a call from them down here. No. Entry number 1. This is it. Time to do what the king has asked me to do. Now note something while these entries are being written, by the way. Most of them are written with proper punctuation, capitalization, and grammar. Some of them are written like someone is texting on a phone. It makes me believe that there are two separate writers. I will create the power to free us all. I will unleash the power of the soul. The barrier is locked by soul power. Unfortunately, this power cannot be recreated artificially. Soul power can only be derived from what was once living. So, to create more, we will have to use what we have now. The souls of monsters. Entry number 3. But extracting a soul from a living monster would require incredible power. Besides being impractical, doing so would instantly destroy the soul's host. And, unlike the persistent souls of humans, the souls of most monsters disappear immediately upon death. If only I could make a monster's soul last. Entry number 5. I've done it. Using the blueprints, I've extracted it from the human souls. I believe this is what gives their souls the strength to persist after death. The will to keep living, the resolve to change fate. Let's call this power determination. Now, notice the wording on I've done it, using the blueprints. Remember what we found in Sans room, or Sans secret room, I should say. A set of blueprints written in strange symbols that we couldn't recognize. Or really bad handwriting. The game kind of hand waves it a little bit. However, I'm one to think that Sans... It's possible that the blueprints to make the determination extracting machine are... Oh, I love this music. The plans to make the determination extracting machine exist in a sort of time loop where they were never originally created, but Sans brought them to Gaster before the accident, and Gaster used them to make the machine, but we actually don't know where they originally came from, because, as far as we know, they originally came from Sans from some point in the future, or another timeline. Food for thought. Buy chips. Buy chips for 25G? You didn't have enough money. You didn't have enough gold. Oh. Power room. There's a note on the ground. You can't make it all out. Elevator. Lost power. Enter the center door. That's all you could read. It's a fake plant. Entry number 6. Asgore asked everyone outside the city for monsters that had fallen down. Their bodies came in today. They're still comatose, and soon they'll all turn into dust. But what happens if I inject determination into them? If their souls persist after they perish, then freedom might be closer than we all thought. Entry number 9. Note how this one is in lower capital, is in improper writing. Things aren't going well. None of the bodies have turned into dust, so I can't get the souls. I told the families that I would give them the dust back for the funerals. People are starting to ask me what's happening. What do I do? It's some kind of operating table. It's sticky. Ick. Now, the normal assumption is you turn on all the faucets and then the encounter comes out. You can actually just turn on one and off and on multiple times. See? Hello, MemoryHeads. How you doing? There. Drew near. Well, first of all... what? Like, what? That was a lot of text that popped up when I hit them, and it didn't do anything. But nobody came. What? Okay, who used a Game Shark? Like, what? What the hell happened? I saw Nope in there somewhere. Absorbed. I wouldn't think about it. There's like, just like all these nonsense words just flying across, indicating, nope, it didn't work. And they all... I see failure in there in capitals. Holy crap. Thankfully, Timmy armor makes this a little easier, but I don't want to get hit too much. I think I saw I'm loving it in there. What the hell? Also, I can't help but notice all these crits I'm getting when they don't matter. Well, okay. I want a couple of the... How do we put a piece of itself in your inventory? I want a couple of those. Because I need to experiment. Ah, no. 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 Also, we're gonna see what happens if our inventory's full. Wiggly faces. But your inventory was full. Actually, I suppose if you knew what you were doing, you could just get a bunch of bad dreams. Because, apparently, if you use a bad dream when you're, like, really low on life, like, I think, since, well, you can only get them when you have 20, I think it's, like, 4 or less, it's a full heal instead of it doing damage to you. So I'm actually gonna grab a bunch. Plus, I'm also curious to see what, happens if, you try someone to Temmie. Will she take it? Probably should have done this before the battle. Oh well. So they're clearly jumping into the attack box to attack you. Because they act... smells like batteries. Interesting. So, like... Well, it actually... You know, now that I think about it, that actually makes a lot of sense. Beings with determination are aware of how the game works as a game, or as how the world works as a video game, or like RPG video game logic. The player, obviously, because we're human beings and we're outside the game, and our determination is what lets the game save and reload. The main character, because they can access determination to do all sorts of stuff. Boss monsters, because at least male boss monsters we've seen can attack the UI, and presumably skeletons. I honestly think skeletons are a type of boss monster, or at least are as close as a regular monster can get without being one. Because, well, Papyrus doesn't show as much, But Sans obviously shows a lot of metagame knowledge and ability to tinker with the UI. Well, not really tinker with it, because he doesn't actually change anything, but he can act on it. You know, he can, you know, he can hit you in the menus and such. So he knows they're there, and he knows how to interact with them, but, like, he may not have the power to break them. The way, like, Asgore can, for example, and Flowey / Asriel, because, you know, well, for one thing, Flowey can just not let you have the UI a lot of the time, which is very annoying. But then, and as Asriel, the big final beam move where he's just trying to obliterate you, and you're just like, no! And, you know, your hit points go to less than 1, but more than 0. I always thought that was amazing, by the way. You know, all the rest of the UI gets blown away except the save command. Because you're just too damn determined to let him go, right? So, the Amalgamates, being I was about to say humans, monsters that have way too much determination in their bodies for the lack of physicality in their body to handle, would be able to interact with the UI in their strange way that they can, because they're determined enough. Like, determination is like a factor in UI manipulation. Ah, crap. Crap. But the head's getting bigger? Is it just me? Inventory is full. Okay. Ah. No. Ah, crap. Okay. Check. No data available. Ow. Ow, fucking hell. It's only 1 to 3, even though I have the Temi armor on. That's kind of scary. Stat. Attack 30, defense 30. Ow, crap. Ow. Shit. Well, time to test the theory. Oh, crap. Okay, so it's not 4. Oh, god, I'm in one-shot range. No. Oh, god. Oh, crap. The Temi armor healed me. Over the amount. Damn. And, well... Alright, I'll get another one. Oh, no. No. Come on. No. Oh, crap. Oh, this should work. You consumed the bad memory. Your HP was maxed out. Wait a minute. I think I know why that worked. It's a reference to old games where, like, integer overflow errors, where, like, if a number goes into negatives, it spins around and becomes a huge positive number, often breaking the game. So, I think that's what the bad memory is referencing, which I think is interesting. You take out your cell phone, you can hear voices through the receiver. Come join the fun, come join the fun, come join the fun. Ah, frickin' hell. Memoryhead. Memoryhead. Okay. That's a shame. It's a real get-together. Become one of us. Why can't I help but think of the character in the Transformers movie, like in the really old one, where he was the three-headed judge thing. You know, it's like all three of his heads had like different opinions. Oh, yeah, they're getting bigger. Okay, well, let's get out of here before I die. Whoop. There's a red key lying in the sink. You took it and put it on your keychain. Bad memory. Hurts 1 hit point. Unknown information. Consume the bad memory. Your HP was maxed out. Yeah, I think that's what that's a reference to. Like, overflow glitch errors and shit. That's interesting if it is. Click. The red key fits perfectly into the slot. You turn on the sink. Turn off the sink. Oh. See if there's anything happens. You really like to wash your hands. Turn on the sink. Ah. Doesn't seem to be much else happening. It's always a good habit to wash your hands anyway. Especially when dealing with glitchy goop monsters. Anyway, that's 20 minutes. So I'll be continuing. I'll be doing a lot of recording today, so this will be a continuous stream of data for me. But for the rest, for you guys, it might be a couple of days of episodes. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Twitter, Tumblr, subscription are in the description as usual. Back in the True Lab. Not as lot we can exploit around here, but I'll do my damnedest to figure out what I can and can't fiddle with. The amalgamate's taking no damage when you attack them and popping up with that weird-ass error message. That was new. That was really weird. And, you know, a couple of different theories to throw in around, headcanons and all that. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and ciao for now.